When Buddha got enlightened, the first thing he does is, of course, he laughs, right? Ha! I'm enlightened. Oh, I got there. I arrived. The second thing he adds is a cup of tea. My name is Timothy Hsu. Came from Hong Kong. I'm living in New York right now, and I'm the host in the Mandarin Tea Rooms. Tea came from this one plant called Camellia sinensis, and only this plant can produce tea. Any other things we call herbal. Mint is an herbal, rose is an herbal. This is Chinatown Soup in Lower East Side, Manhattan. We are an artist community and also a community gathering place. Today we're going to do 3 teas in here. We have a white tea, we have a red tea, and we have a oolong tea. White tea is the less processed tea. This is something that you just pick, you roll it, and then you dry it, and that's all it is. So when you slurp a white tea like this, what you're looking for is dry flowers. Floral flavor is something that we want to look for. So what we want to do is just do this. Very important is not just the drinking, is the following that water down to your throat. And then you breathe. And the bitterness now start turning into some sweetness. The lesson that I learned from tea, I was in graphic design, I have an agency, one of those New York stories. One day I was just so fed up of dealing with all these kind of bureaucracy, business and thing. And I used to have a little tea table in my studio. I make a cup of tea, and that's when it actually hits me. When I make that tea, I start crying for no reason. And I realized that moment when you make the tea, the life was given to you. And I feel so pure at that point, I was willing to give up everything else. And now we're gonna move on to the red tea. Red tea is oxidized. What does that mean? You have to have a little bit moisture before you fully dry it to let it oxidize with heat. And that will create the color of the tea. Look at it, very important, the color. Understand the color of that. Slurp it again. This is a much more pronounced flavor red tea from Nepal because it's almost have baked croissant. So you have a crust of pastries. You have to taste that a little bit on it. So if you have that, you know that is a red tea in that category. The wine, the makers already make it perfect. Only the seller had to keep it in the right temperature and right conditions. You open it, you drink it, that's it, right? But when you do tea, it's different. The water, where is the water from? How do you boil your water? What vessel you use? How long do you do it? What's the weather? What's your mood? Everything kind of reflect on it. And through that reflections, that's how you actually learn from the tea. That will benefit you and benefit how you can heal yourself. Oolong tea is the categories of the 7 kind of different Chinese tea. Is the most complex categories. This tea took me 20 years to learn, and it's the first tea I dedicate myself to learn. When you're drinking a green oolong, you want to look for the freshness. You almost want to see if you have a kale and a spinach, you want to feel this freshness of that green. You want to taste that green. If you can taste that green, that this tea is not stale, this tea is fresh. You want to look into the color that kind of represents that taste. So everything needs to be in harmony. We're here to create a place that people can really search for what tea means as a students and learn from nature. And that's what we want to preserve. We're tasting a very special cake. This is made of old materials, meaning the tree is extremely old, 2,000 years plus. And this is a pressed tea. The reason we do this as a pressed tea is for aging. This is a very special moment for me. I only tried this tea maybe 3 times in my life. And I always want to save it to share it with the world. But this is the time to celebrate your own body. This is the time to recognize that you are here. tea is a gesture of welcoming. It made me realize that you are in one with nature. You are just part of it. You're not overpowering it. You're part of that equations.